Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Championship preview and predictions. Round 15. We're going great guns, aren't we? Nearly a third of the way through the season after this weekend round of games. Number 15. And then, of course, because it's the Championship, straight into a 3-game week and up, and away we go for another mad one. Throughout the next week, indeed. We are poised here to make predictions for each and every one of the 12 games coming up this round. And for that, I need your help. So we're going to go through each and every game. And you can give me your predictions. We've got the running order ticking along the bottom there. We'll get to it imminently. Say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're here, and also let me know that you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. Before we go to our partners with this show, we'll just go to our fan sponsors first and say a big thank you to the Donovan brothers, who are sponsoring this show for the second season running, in memory of our dad Dennis and our brother Mike, both sorely missed, cheering on Millwall from above. Thank you to the Donovan brothers for their continued support. And thank you to Betfair and Football 365. You know the deal now, Football 365. We spoke to them pre-season. We talked about a predictor game that we'd mentioned throughout the last couple of years we've been doing this show, and they have created it. And there it is in all its glory. Go over to Football365.com, sign up with your email address and make a fool of yourself, just like I do each and every week, by getting your predictions in. With each of your predictions, our good friends at Betfair will give you the odds for each of the games. So we'll keep an eye on those as we go in, see if there's anything that tickles your fancy, if you do want a little tipple on the football at betfair.com this weekend. Please gamble responsibly, 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org. Let's say hello to some people in the chat. Zach, Napper's mum, Catherine, Finn, Leeds 2021, Daniel, Annie, Dan, Ewan, Jake, Phil, Jimmy, John, Ian, Mr. E, Lewis, Patricia, Will, Ewan, John, Stephen, MRR. Who else have we got here? Elmo, KJC, and where any more for any more? Purple Bungalow and Mike. There we go. Right. Shall we get into this then? First game up is Reading versus Bournemouth. Get me your detailed thoughts in, please, on this one. Reading or Bournemouth. You can get me your detailed thoughts, or you can indeed just give me a short prediction. Reading, draw, or Bournemouth. Reading, draw, or Bournemouth. Bournemouth, what can we say, really, guys? Bournemouth, top of the table, undefeated after 14 games, 34 points already, 5 points clear. Bournemouth are indeed on fire. Miserly defence as well. Only 8 conceded in 14 so far. And this one had snuck up on me as well, because they went 4 wins, draw, 4 wins. 8 wins in 9 games for Bournemouth. We normally, traditionally have said that an 8-game winning streak is pretty hard to not be finishing very high up the table. Tends to be the teams that with massive winning streaks of 7, 8, 9. Even we had Aston Villa do 10 games in the 18-19 season, didn't we? Those type of winning streaks normally end up in promotions, don't they? So 8 wins in 9 is close to that. Can they get another one? Bournemouth, they play Reading, who are down in 13th, a little bit spotty of late, and back-to-back defeats for the Royals. They lost at Blackburn at the weekend, and they lost at home to Blackpool, having been 2-0 up. Listen, the table has Bournemouth winning this one. The form table has Bournemouth winning this one. The home and away table has Bournemouth winning this one. So I suspect we may get a few away wins on this one. But Reading, we know, have the technical quality in some of their forward players to really trouble certain teams. And look, they went to Fulham and won, didn't they? Ajaria scored twice. There's goals in that team, even if they're probably not going to have as much of the ball or as many chances as Bournemouth do. Let's have a little look at your predictions for this one. Eugene's gone Bournemouth, so has Ola, so has Iain, so has Kate, so has John. Oh, there's a draw in there at least. Bournemouth comfortably. Bournemouth, Cherry. So you are resoundingly unanimous that Bournemouth are getting the win here. Pauno would not give his team news in conference, but I assume it's the same 12 players to choose from. Draw. Reading must be due some injured players back soon. A couple of them have come back. They've got some centre halves at least now. Nothing is stopping the Bournemouth train. Stephen Wing has gone for Bournemouth. There's a draw in there. A couple of draws. Bournemouth. A draw there. A home draw. What's one of those then? Bournemouth. Loving the Tiger. And Cherries there. So listen, I am going to go with, in the main, the chat. And it is our first of the night. Away. We'll go for an away win in this one. I'm heading over to Football 365 to the Championship Predictor game. Head along that top menu. You can see next to it says Championship. You find Championship Predictor. If you're in it, you won't see it. But if you're logging into the site, you will. And I am going to put down, I'm going to go 2-1 to Bournemouth in this one. I'm talking about Reading's technical quality. 2-1 to Bournemouth. You get 13-2 from our friends at Betfair. Please gamble responsibly. There's our first of the day. Remember the rules as well, guys. You can use a joker, and I need a 0-0 from you at somewhere in the 12 predictions. Statistically, there will be a 0-0. Right, let's head to a bit of a heavyweight clash, this one. Fulham versus West Brom. It's the 12:30 game. You've got two games on Sky on Saturday. You've got the one we were just speaking about, Bournemouth and Reading. You've got Fulham and West Brom at 12:30. So give me your detailed thoughts, or just give me a prediction. Fulham, draw, or West Brom. Both of these teams are good. I know we've got another parachute cartel going on at the top of the table. Fulham second, West Brom third. Fulham comfortably outscoring everybody else in the entire division, even Bournemouth and West Brom. Fulham are worth a goal every 38 minutes, I think the stat was. However, they have lost games this season, haven't they? And they've lost to Coventry, Blackpool and Reading. So they've lost to sides that, without disrespecting any of those, we wouldn't be expecting to challenge the big parachute boys. So maybe there is something there. West Brom, just one place below them in the table. By the way, both of these sides are on 2 points per game. So I don't know whether we're heading for a big 3-horse race. Who knows? If it stays the same, they're already, these three at the top, 7 points clear of that big pack of teams on 21 points. Look, this is tight. One place between the two sides in the table. In terms of form, there's only 1 point in the last 6 between the two. Fulham are the 4th best home team. West Brom are the 5th best away team. It's very, very tight. Just those goals in terms of Fulham. Let's have a look and see what you guys are saying in this one. There we go. We'll start with John, who's gone Fulham. So is Dan. There's a draw. Fulham, draw. Fulham just. Draw. Draw. Fulham, draw. Fulham. There's an away win. I think it's the first one we've had there. Fulham, high scoring draw. Draw. Fulham. A few people throwing their 0-0 in this one, actually. Draw. West Brom, 2-2. Fulham. I think we've got most of these in. 3 more draws there. A fair amount of draws. Can't separate these two. Fulham, draw. And I think I've got them all in. Look, I get the logic of all of you saying draw, and I won't be surprised, but I just think the goal threat lies with Fulham. Home. Going to go for a home win in this one. And Fulham to win a big game here. I suspect both sides will score. So I'm gonna go for another 2-1. Actually, let's go Fulham 2, West Brom 1, and our friends at Betfair will give you 7-1 on that occurring. I've gone for Fulham 2, West Brom 1. Keep the predictions coming. Keep your interactions coming. Of course, if you are watching the stream right now, please do hit the like button. I can see plenty of you are. Please hit subscribe. I think we're at 19,700 now. So close to 20,000. Get us over that hump. And if you want to support financially, you can via Super Chat and Super Stickers. Just hit the dollar button where you leave your chats. And we are going to head on to Hull versus Coventry. Get your predictions in for this one, either in detail or a simple Hull, draw, Coventry. Hull, draw, or Coventry. We talked about all of those teams on 21 points. We talked about the parachute cartel. Coventry in their little perfect home record ecosystem. Well, it's not a perfect home record anymore. They dared to draw a game at home, did Cov, against Derby at the weekend. Again, predictions in, please, guys. Hull, draw, Coventry. Hull, draw, Coventry. There is still a big disparity between Coventry's home form. They are the best in the league at home with 19 points. They're 20th away from home with only 5 points. However, Hull are not very good wherever. Hull's home form, only one win this season, and ergo, they have 5 points, exactly the same at home as Coventry do away from home. If you look at the metrics brutally, Coventry are 18 places above Hull in the table. In the form table, Coventry are 13th in the form table, not where they were, frankly, but Hull are 21st. Still a big gap. And as we said, in terms of the homes and aways, frankly, neither side is good. Hull aren't great at home and Coventry aren't great away from home. However, what may swing your predictions? Hull are currently scoring at a rate of 0.64 goals per game. They do not score many goals. I'm wearing a tiger, but I'm not being very kind to the poor old Tigers. Let's go to your comments before I get involved with my prediction on here. Where are we going to jump in? Who put the first round? Let's assume it was Catherine. There we go. Away for Catherine. Cov, first away win, says Jake. Draw, away, Cov. There's a home win from Eugene Hull. Draw, Cov. Home win there for Balboa. Cov desperately need to win after dropping points last three. Big win, big away win. Get on that. I'd be interested in the odds there. A few people playing their 0-0s here, 3 in a row. Ewan's playing his Joker on Hull. You will need your Joker with an 18-place differential, let's just say. Callum, great chance to put our away form right. 2-0 Cov. Hull. There's a 0-0 being played there as well. Biola, draw. Cov, away. Draw for John. 2-1 Cov. 2-0 Cov and Grant McCann will be sacked. I think one of those things is more likely than the other. I don't think Grant McCann's going to be going anywhere, is he? 2-0 Cov. Coventry with 1 point in the away kit, says Scott. Get that third kit on, Scott. Cov, 0-0. 2-0 Cov, 0-0. Good to see you getting your 0-0s out of the way early doors, you lot. Away, Cov. Draw, Cov. Home. Right, what am I going for? I am going to go with the people who think this is a good chance for Coventry to sort their away form out a little bit. Away. I just think they're just going to have too much goal power. I think when you, as much as I like Wilkes and Lewis Potter and McGuinness, when you compare it with O'Hare and Godden and Gyökeres, with two teams that aren't necessarily, one's not very good at home and one's not very good away, I just think that goal threat might do for Coventry. So I'm going to go 1-0. 1-0 to Cov in this one. If I scroll past it, you're probably watching going, you've gone past it. There you go. 7-1 again with our friends. Head over to betfair.com if you want a little piece of that. Hull 0, Coventry 1. And up next is Preston versus Luton. Get me your thoughts in detail or just a simple Preston, draw or Luton. Preston, draw or Luton. So in the middle of last week, Preston, you're going, okay, they've beaten Coventry at home, they're picked up. And then they lost the big West Lancs derby against Blackpool. Luton had a really good week last week. They scored 7 points across the week. And some of this distance between what we think Luton's underlying metrics saying their league position has closed up a bit now. I know Luton fans will probably say, okay, yeah, Ben, there's 7 teams on 21 points. It's, it can change. But Luton are 5th. They're 5th as things stand. But we know it's all going to get shaken up this week. So they could really do with going to Preston and getting an away win. The table, you need to play your joker if you're going Preston on this one. 14 places difference in the table. The form table has Luton 8th, Preston 19th. And the homes and away, Luton are the 7th best away team. Preston, the 13th best home team. So it all plays in Luton's favour in terms of those numbers. Although the XG ridiculousness disparity is closed up now with Luton over the last week. They're no longer out underperforming in the extent they were in terms of chances created to goals. Let's see what you lot are saying in this one. Get your predictions in, please, guys. Preston, draw or Luton. Remember, you might need your joker if you call in Preston on this one, and I need a 0-0 from you somewhere. Well, that might not be this one, I would have thought. What are we saying then? Dan, Preston would win this one, but we can't finish. Need another striker. 0-0, draw. Luton, draw. Luton, draw. Shock Luton away win. I'm not sure it'd be a shock if you look at the numbers. Draw. Luton, Preston, draw. Away. John's playing his 0-0. Luton. Zach's gone Preston. The game's at Preston, though, Zach. I think you might have that the wrong way around. Draw. 1-0 Luton, says Nick. 1-0 Luton, says Adam. Ewan's gone Luton. Let's just whack through all of these. There's a million of them. Thank you for all your interaction here. Ben, another special Luton 1-0 away win. And yeah, we had some stadium news. Stephen's gone Luton. So is Damien. So is Bruno. So is Martin. Luton. There we go. One for Preston. Down there, fairly mixed. I am going to go with Luton on this one. So I'm going to go for the sort of 5 or 6 game form. Luton have been good away for probably, 12 months or so now, haven't they? So, away. And Luton are pretty good in front of goal. So, I'm not one for predicting too many goals, normally fairly conservative. Let's buck the trend in this one. And let's go for a bit of a mad one. Let's go for 3-1 Luton, which Betfair, 22-1. Have some of that. If anyone has a go on that and wins, then thank you very much. Preston 1, Luton 3. And you can get that at 22-1 over at betfair.com with our partners there. Please gamble responsibly. Right, where are we going next? We are going to Middlesbrough versus Birmingham, please, guys. Detailed thoughts or just a prediction? Middlesbrough draw, Birmingham. If you want to shorten it, Boro draw, Blues. Let me know what you think. Boro had a hell of a week last week. Some would argue nice opponents, Posh at home, Barnsley at home, Cardiff away. They won all of them. Every single Boro game seems to be ending 2-0 one way or the other. Yeah, the last 5 games have all been 2-0. And Boro have won 4 of them. I don't think even the Boro fans are saying, we're in amazing form now. But the output is very, very good. You can't argue with 12 points in the last, how many games? 5 games. Very, very good return. And that is why they've jumped from the sort of 3rd quartile all the way up to 6th position. Birmingham, well, they really needed that win against Swansea. We thought that might be the bottom of a trough for them. And after Swansea had 2 wins in the week, Birmingham popped a 2-1 win in there. McGree with the winning goal. The table, Boro 12 places higher. And the form table, Boro 7th best, 20th for Birmingham. They're very tight on the homes and aways. Middlesbrough, the 8th best home team. Birmingham, the 9th best away team. According to the XG, Boro are exactly where they should be, and Birmingham are way lower than they should be. I think we all know why that is. Finishing problems at Birmingham. They are not putting their chances away, and they're only scoring at a rate of 0.85 goals per game. Let's have a look and see what you lot are saying on this one. We will start with Ola, who's gone Boro. So has Colm. So is KJC. So is John. So is Dan. James, Boro all day. We can't finish. There we go. That might explain the minus 11 on the XG places and 0.85 on the goals per game. A few people have gone for their nils. Boro. The George Friend Derby. What a championship legend. Boro draw. Boro. There's a couple of away wins there. Balboa guy. Joker. Do you need a joker? Yes, you do need a joker for this one. 12 places different. I think we rank 8 places difference. You probably need to be playing your joker, don't we? So Boro Blues. Draw. Boro Birmingham. Right, I'm just going to click on these now. Loads of good comments here. Warnock working his magic. Hopefully all your comments are getting at least on the screen if I cannot read all of them out. There we go. Joker Harley Dean. Yeah, Joker Harley Dean on the bench at the moment. Noel's words, not mine, in case that upsets poor old Harley Dean. But there you go. Guys, I've got a new graphic that you're going to love. And it's for when I play my 0-0. And there has to be one every week. And there it is. Draw. I'm going to play my 0-0 on this one. And there is good old Dyche and Warnock celebrating a lovely 0-0 draw with the ball in play for 25 minutes or something like that. Look, I'm gonna play my 0-0. I did think about it on one other game further down the order, but I've got to play it somewhere. I'm going to play it here. So we are not going to touch anything on the Football 365 predictor game. We're going to leave it set at 0-0. You can see it there on the right-hand side. 13-2 with Betfair for Boro and Warnock and Birmingham and Bowyer to play out a 0-0 in this one. You've got to have one. Them's are the rules. Do get involved over at football365.com on the predictor game. Head along the top there where it says Championship Predictor. Just sign up with your email and get involved. We'll show you the leaderboard at the end, although I can see a few people in the chat higher than me in the leaderboard. So, yeah. Not sure I want to be crediting them publicly, but well done to all of those people who are thrashing me in the game as well. Right, let's move on. Next up is QPR versus Nottingham Forest. This is our Friday night game. We're full of games on Sky this weekend, and this will be our watch-along tomorrow night. Come and join me from, I haven't got the time, I guess it'll be 7:30 we're on, I think, for QPR Forest tomorrow night. Come and join me. I'm going to have been in a pumpkin field in the afternoon. And then the chiropractor as well. So it's going to be an interesting afternoon for me. But get me your thoughts in on QPR versus Forest or just a simple prediction. QPR draw, Forest. QPR draw, Forest. QPR a little bit slippery at the moment. It's 3 wins and 3 defeats in the last 7. A little bit spotty. We know all about they score a lot, but they concede a lot. 25 scored, 22 conceded. They're actually tied with Fulham in terms of goals in their games. Only Fulham have obviously scored 8 more and conceded 8 fewer, if my maths works out correctly there. QPR have dropped outside of the top 6. Not a good week for them last week with the 2 defeats at Posh and a big one early in the day at Fulham last Saturday. Forest got a bit of a rude awakening. Speaking of Fulham, they got battered 4-0, didn't they, at home to Fulham. Prior to that, they were on a very, very good run. And something tells me, Steve Cooper against Mark Warburton, I don't know. I don't know whether Cooper might. Someone will tell me about previous meetings between them. And how did Swansea and QPR go last year? I can't remember, but I don't know. Anyway, the numbers tell us that QPR in the table 8 places above. However, in the form table, Forest 4th, QPR 10th. So a good way ahead there. Homes and aways, Forest are the 3rd best away team in the entire division. And they've won 4 away games on the bounce. QPR 7th best home team in the division. Well, you tell me what you think on this one. Both sides fairly free scoring. And Forest with Zinkernagel, Johnston and Graben up front been looking fairly decent, haven't they? Let's have a look and see what you lot are saying in the comments. I think we're going to start with Iain here, who's gone QPR. A couple of draws in there for Noel and Adam. KJC QPR. Glenn is not forgetting that Forest let him down last week. He's gone QPR. Draw, Forest, Rangers, Forest, Rangers, Forest. Simon, this will largely depend on... Oh, I'm not going to get into the officials. I'll read your last sentence there. That said, momentum with the away side. Interesting. Draw. Forest, can I play your joker? You will need your joker. That's 8 places difference, isn't it? Draw, away, 3-2. Neither side can defend. QPR, 2-2, 2-2. High scoring draw, 2-1. Can't decide who to. Come on, Colm. You got to go one way or the other, my friend. Desmond, Forest, draw, QPR. Both teams to score bank. It does seem that way, doesn't it? 3-1 Forest is Jimmy. Home there, draw. Right, let's click on all of your comments here so we can see them all. Apologies if it doesn't get read out, else we'll be here all day. Okay. Max Lowe sent off a last-ditch tactical foul. A good little callback there from John to Justin's choice on Championship 3-6-5. Guys, I've dusted it off. I've already played 0-0. I'm going to play my joker on this one. Out it comes. The joker is out, which means away. And I'll probably be gloriously wrong, but I think Steve Cooper is the type of manager who can exploit the weaknesses in QPR's quite open game. Watch QPR win 4-1 now, but we've got to get in and make our predictions. And I'm going to go for Forest to nick this with a clean sheet. So I'm going to go 1-0 Forest, and I am playing my joker. And if I play my joker, no one can argue with me. Them's the rules. 10-1 at betfair.com for a Forest 1-0 win over at QPR. It is a Mark Warburton derby as well, of course, the former Forest manager. Moving on, we are going to Huddersfield versus Millwall. Get your predictions in. Detailed comments if you want, or just a simple Huddersfield, draw, Millwall. Huddersfield, draw, Millwall. Huddersfield, a little bit of slippage from them. Only in the last 2 games, though. 1 point from the last 2, and they've been sucked into the 21 club, haven't they, as well? Millwall's recent form is excellent. 4 wins in 5, and they have sprung up into 10th position. Could have been even better if that table hadn't have got 7 teams on 21 points. But considering where they were a few weeks ago, where they weren't losing but they weren't winning, 4 wins in the last 5. In the words of the great Larry David, pretty good. Pretty good. The table is tight, 8th and 10th, but both tied on 21 points. Form table, Millwall are quite a way ahead. Millwall 5th in the form table, Huddersfield 14th. And the homes and aways also goes with Millwall. Millwall are the 6th best away team, and Huddersfield the 10th best home team. The only issue is Huddersfield do appear to have more goals in the side than Millwall do. Let's see what you lot are saying on this one. Huddersfield, draw, or Millwall. Get involved. Where are we starting? Let's start with Glenn, who's gone Mill. So has Colm. So has Annie. Lee's gone Huddersfield. Draw for Lewis. Mill. He always goes Mill. MRR. He just wants me to do the Mill, doesn't he? Ewan's plan is 0-0. That's allowed where route is concerned, isn't it? Hey, any prediction is allowed. apart from silly ones like 8-0, which I just won't read out. There's a Huddersfield win. There's a draw. Mill. Huddersfield. I'm not going to attempt to sing that after I butchered the Luton one last week, Jake. But Millwall, draw. Huddersfield, draw. Where we going? Mill, Huddersfield 2-1. Mill, draw. A couple of people playing the 0-0 there, Jack and Alex. Let's try and click on all of the other ones here. Bosh. Hopefully they're all up there. And do you know what? I'm going to go Millwall in this one. I fancy a Rowett win to a clean sheet. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Away. Let's go. Let's go comfortable Mill. I don't know why. Huddersfield 0, Millwall 2. I'm going to go with at 12-1. What am I thinking? Who knows? But you get a nice price. 12-1 over at betfair.com on Millwall to go to Huddersfield and win 2-0. Quick plug one more time. Please, if you're watching, hit subscribe. I think that's wrong on the ticker there. I think it's 19,700. Please tell your friends, get us up to 20,000. We've kind of flatlined a little bit after some good growth on the channel, and we want to get over that 20,000 subscriber hump. Speaking of getting over a hump, both Stoke and Cardiff, what about that for a segue, need to get over their current hump. So give me your thoughts on this one in detail or just a simple Stoke, draw, Cardiff. Stoke, draw, Cardiff. Obviously, the big news, Cardiff need a manager. Steve Morrison is going to do the temporary job in this game, but good old Mick, I sound cruel, don't I? In his own words, that went well, and he's gone from Cardiff, who have lost 9 games out of the last 10 and 8 in a row. They are in rancid form at the moment. Cardiff, don't talk to me about the new manager bounce. Use another terminology if you're going for a Cardiff win. You will need your joker for this one if you want to use it now. Of course, you can use it when you like. Stoke, really disappointing week last week. 0 points for Stoke. They lost at Sheffield United, lost at home to Bournemouth, which we watched on the watch along, didn't we? And then they lost to Millwall. And didn't they lead in? They led in 2 of those games, didn't they? Led against Blades, I think I'm right in saying, and led against Millwall. All of the numbers go in Stoke's favour, as you would imagine, being Cardiff have been so dreadful recently. Obviously, 9th and 21st in the table. The form's not great for either. It won't surprise you to know Cardiff are bottom of the form table. Stoke are 16th, though, which is not great. The one big disparity, though, is Stoke are the 5th best home team. Cardiff are the 14th best away team and are only scoring at a rate of 0.85 goals per game. Little bit goal shy. Let's have a look and see what you lot are saying for this one. Here we go. Colm, found his 0-all. I think we all want to see the 0-0 card. You've got to play your 0-0 card at some point. There we go. Right, let's get back into this. Ola has gone Cardiff. Catherine has gone Cardiff. Get that joker out. So is Kate. What's going on here? So is Dan. Oh, dear. You lot are really living on the edge. You're living on the edge. Where are we going? Stoke to edge this one. Ben, I've only got 2 mates and Russ is one. Okay. Am I the other? Stoke 2-0. Stoke draw. Stoke Cardiff. 2 own goals and it ends 1-1. That's tremendous. Stoke. Stoke, get Ben to 20k. Yes. Get us to 20k. 3-0 Stoke, Cardiff. The joker's out for a few of you. Stoke, Cardiff. Got to go with Morrow. Yes. Ex-Millwall boy in the dugout there. Stoke, 0-all. Patricia's playing the 0-0 there. 2-0 Stoke. Draw. Eugene's playing the new manager bounce card. I'm not having a new manager bounce card because I don't believe in it. But Stoke 2-0. A couple of jokers coming out. Let's quickly click through all of these. Stoke, I believe the best team I've seen this season, says Damien. Bad week for them last week, though. There we go. Look, I'm not sure there's enough in this Cardiff first 11 confidence-wise to get a new manager bounced. So I am going to stick with Stoke. I know they've lost Powell. Maybe we'll get a Tyrese Campbell start for once, but I am going home. Let me go home. Michael Bublé for you in the prediction show. There, you love to see it. I'm going 2-0 according to my notes in this one. Stoke 2, Cardiff 0. And I didn't think you'd get a big price on that. 15-2 at our friends over at betfair.com. Stoke 2, Cardiff 0 is my prediction in that one. Let's move on. And it is Sheffield United versus Blackpool. Interesting one, this one, because the squads would have Sheffield United winning this one. But currently, Blackpool in far, far better nick than Sheffield United. We watched the Blades beat Barnsley in the watch-along at the weekend. Although the first half was, not to mince my words, was pretty crap, wasn't it? Not the most entertaining 45 minutes. In the second half, had 5 goals. We love that. And a brilliant 10 minutes from Lys Mousset before he'd finished his hour playing and needed to go off and have a rest, bless him. And Blackpool are just excellent at the moment, aren't they? Up to 11th in the table. 3rd in the form table. Blackpool over the last 6 games are the 3rd best team in the division. They have done themselves and their manager, Neil Critchley, proud. So Blackpool have got the edge in terms of league position, only by 3. Significant edge in the form table. Sheffield United only 11th in the form table. And the homes and aways does swing in Blackpool's favour as well. Blackpool are the 8th best away team in the league. Sheffield United, get this, are the 18th best home team in the league. Not good enough, say them Blades fans, of this expensively assembled year 1 parachute squad. Now, one thing you may want to take notice of, and if you don't take notice of XG, that's fine. Don't slag it off. Just don't take notice of it. That's fine. But this is the one game where we have quite a big overperformance by Blackpool. And I think we know it's not luck with Blackpool. We know they're good finishers. They take their chances. And an underperformance with Sheffield United. So if that closes up, that might mitigate some of those numbers we've just suggested, all skew in Blackpool's favour on this one. Let's have a look and see what your comments are in the chat on this one. I don't think we need a joker with any scenario for this one. Let's start with Elmo. Well, question or comment there. We'll come to that at the end. Pop that one back up at the end. Colm, Blackpool, you don't need to play the joker on Blackpool, my friend. They're good. Blades, last time Sheffield United lost against Blackpool was 1977. Well, there you go. History could be made, or certainly 4 decades worth of history there. Blackpool for Dan. Blades. There's some Blackpool players there, so I'm assuming that's the prediction. Blackpool, never had you down as a Michael Bublé fan. You've got to love the Bublé, especially the Christmas album, which needs to come on in the car after the Mariah Carey album and the John Barrowman album that Shaylee will insist on playing over Christmas. Sheffield United won. Barrowman, Carey, and Bublé, the unholy trinity of Christmas. Away, Blackpool, away, the Yorkshire club. There you go. Blades, Blackpool. Let's click on all of these. Sorry, there's loads of them. Your support is fantastic, but I can't read them all out. Else we'll be here all day. Hopefully, you've all had your comment up on the screen. There we go. Woof. Morgan Gibbs-White should be back, shouldn't he, if it was a double yellow card? That should only be a 1-game ban, shouldn't it? Someone can check me on that, but I assume Morgan Gibbs-White returns. Look, I'm going to go with the Sheffield United squad and the XG number. So, sorry, Blackpool fans. We're giving you a load of credit, so don't come at me. You've done brilliantly, but I'm going for the Blades in this one. Home. And I'm going to go for the quality of the squad over current form, because current form certainly has Blackpool winning this game. But I will go for Sheffield United. I can't see Blackpool not scoring. So I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1, Sheffield United. You will get 13-2 from our friends at Betfair. For that one, that is my prediction. Sheffield United 2, Blackpool 1. On we go. And it is Derby versus Blackburn. Give me your detailed thoughts, or just a very, very simple Derby draw or Blackburn. Derby draw or Blackburn. Some hopefully good news for you Derby fans. Chris Kirchner looks like, does he? I mean, we've been here before. A viable purchaser of Derby. So hopefully that's something... Maybe some cause for optimism for Derby fans, but I'm sure they'll probably all say to me, look, Ben will believe it when he see it. And yeah, I totally concur. But apparently Mr. Kirchner will be at the game, no doubt in front of another big crowd at Derby. There's certainly the fans have got behind the team since the administration. Blackburn, a little bit slippy recently, but they did, I say a little bit, 1 point in 4, very slippy. However, they did get the win against Reading at the weekend. Very middling form, though. 1-5, drawn 5, lost 4. All very middle of the table type thing for Blackburn at the moment. Can they get Ben Brereton Diaz scoring once again? Was he carrying them in the first 10 games? I wonder. Look, the table obviously has Blackburn, but, and I know I keep doing this, and sue me, if we add the 12 points on, the on-pitch form, there's only 3 difference on pitch. Obviously, you factor in the off-pitch. A huge difference. When we get to form, not much in it. 17th and 15th. Derby, 17th. Blackburn in slightly better form. Home and away. Blackburn, it's all very 15th, isn't it? Blackburn are the 15th best away. Derby, 16th best at home. One issue for Derby is they just don't create that many chances or score that many goals. 0.71 goals per game for Derby. The fact they've got 3 wins out of those 0.71 goals per game shows you how good their defence is, which is still messing with my mind considering what type of player Wayne Rooney was. But there you go. Obviously, he and Liam Rossini can set up a defensive team. On the XG, both of these sides apparently are where they should be in the table. Read into that what you will, whilst I read in your comments here. Where's the first one? Awaiting the Benjamin Bloom Christmas album. Absolutely. Add Cliff, and it's the 4 Horsemen of the Christmas time. Mistletoe. Do you know that's probably the first Christmas number one I can remember, that one, Mistletoe and Wine. What a song. Unbelievable scenes. Right, where are we going? Daniel O'Donnell's got a mention as well. Sorry. Phil Spector. That's, We're in a different stratosphere with that one, though, Alex, aren't we? Right, where are we going? Right. Derby, 1-0. Derby, draw. A few 0-0's going to come in, I think. Derby, draw. Derby, Blackburner phone. Draw, Derby. Been watching too much Line of Duty. Blackburn, Derby, draw. Blackburn, draw. Got to go. Simon's got 3 in a row there. We'll go for a draw on the first one. And memorise the other ones he's put up there. Derby for Martin. Draw. Blackburn. Entertaining 2-0, says Ben. 3-0 Blackburn. Derby with the Joker. Derby. Let's get all of these clicked on. Kirchner was there at the last home game. Interesting. No idea who he is, but reports say he's credible. Fingers crossed. That's all I can say. Just get somebody in there and get that sorted out ASAP. Obviously the right person as well. Big fan of Rooney's. Cracking guy doing such a great job at Derby. Blackburn seem to turn up for the first 45 and throw it away. 2-1 Derby. There we go. Guys, I'm going to be painfully predictable as it pertains to Derby, who have already drawn 8 games. So I think you know where this is going. I've already played my 0-0. So we're going to go draw, and we'll go for a scoring draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. in this one. Obviously, Derby don't score many. Blackburn do have the threat of Ben Brereton Diaz, don't they? Where is it on the screen there? Help me out. I'm going senile in my old age. There we go. 1-1. And Betfair will give you a very short 5-1 on that. Head over to betfair.com for that price, which is right as of this video being recorded. Some people watch it 2 days later and then complain the prices have changed. Just to make that very, very clear. And of course, please gamble responsibly. 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org if you want to go and spend some money over with our partners. Betfair. Right, 2 to go. And it is Swansea versus Peterborough. Get me your detailed thoughts in, or just a simple one-word answer. Swansea draw, Peterborough. Swansea draw or Peterborough. Swansea, well, it was a good week, wasn't it? 6 points from a 3-game week. I think you take that if you got promised every 3-game week, and there's about 7 or 8 of them, isn't there? You're going to take 6 points. That's fine, but could have been more having won the first 2 games. The Pirro and Patterson partnership, easy for me to say, firing Swansea to those excellent wins over near rivals Cardiff, twisting the knife on Mick, and a very good win against West Brom, which we did as the watch-along, didn't we? And another team that got 6 points last week was Peterborough. And by God, did they need it. Back-to-back wins for the Posh and an away win into the bargain as well. So a brilliant 2 games for the Posh against Hull and then against QPR as well. And Peterborough, are up to points parity now, 14 points from 14 games, which, as you know, I love my 10-year averages. That will keep you up a point per game. 45 to survive. 44.2 points is the average number of points 22nd place has finished with in the Championship over the last 10 seasons, for those people who love a stat. And if you do love a stat, I'll talk stats with you all day. I'll probably bore the pants off everybody. Looking for any big disparities, there's only 4 places difference in the table. The form table skews quite heavily in Swansea's favour. They're the 9th best team in form against Posh 18th. So does their homes and aways. And Peterborough are the worst away team in the league. They're 24th in that particular table. I suppose the saving grace for Posh, given those numbers, Swansea don't score that many goals, 1.07 per game so far this season, although Pirro and Patterson are increasing that number of late. Let's see what you lot are saying in this one. Swans versus Posh. Where are we starting? Let's start with Annie. Everyone's 5-3. Nice, yeah. 2-0 Swans, home for Catherine, home for Dan and Glenn and Dan and LTFC fan. MRR's going for Posh, surprise, surprise. John's going Swansea, home, draw. Swans win. You haven't played it. I did play my Joker. I played my Joker, Jake, on Nottingham Forest to beat QPR. By the way, I've played my Joker and my 0-0. Get them out of the way first. Josh, Swans, Kate, Swans, Ewan, Posh. Ben's got his Joker on Posh. QPR forever, home. Swans 2-0. Swans for Purple Bungalow. Posh for John. Swans for Nick and Jack. Proud to be Posh. Has gone for Posh. Swansea are a class team, but hopes are high. Let's carry on. Damn right. 1-0 Swansea. Swans were poor last week against Blue, says Damien. Posh with a good 2-1 over QPR. I think it's going to be a tough game. Based on only on experience, I've got 2-1 Swans. Still remember the Posh going down with 54 points. Yes, they did. And have I got that? Yes. 2012-13, Barnsley finished 21st with 55 to survive. And if it weren't for that damn season, I reckon my 10-year average would be probably another half a point lower. That was a real outlier. Wrong place, wrong time, Peterborough, in that very squashed up table that season. The past sometimes predicts the future. Sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, what am I going for on this one? Sorry, Posh. I know it's been a good couple of days, but I'm going to go home. I'm going to go for Swans home. And I think, again, goal power in this one. Posh a little bit leaky away from home, aren't they? Let me give you a number to substantiate. Yeah, 19 goals conceded in 70 games. Yes, I do know. There were 6 in the game at Bramall Lane. So I'm going to go 2-1. Swans, you get 13-2 from Betfair on that one. Right, finally, it is the battle of the teams that seem possibly incapable of winning this game, but it's Bristol City versus Barnsley. Bristol City versus Barnsley. This is the game to watch in tomorrow's Football 365 column. By the way, the player to watch is Sol Bamba. Bristol City are the team to watch. The game to watch is Fulham and West Brom. And the manager to watch, I can't remember. It was Wayne Rooney. There we go. Look out for the column, the big weekend tomorrow on football365.com. And yeah, this is just a fascinating game because neither team look capable of winning it. And something's got to give unless we get the massively unhelpful draw. Why? Because Bristol City have gone 17 league games without a victory in the Championship, including losing to Cameron Carter-Vickers' backside at the end of last season. They were 2-0 up against Luton and lost 3-2 at the end of last season. They were 1-0 up in the games against Blackpool and Luton again this season and conceded stoppage time goals. And then insult to injury for poor Bristol City fans, 1-0 up against Forest. And it was like the 1999 Champions League final, wasn't it? 2 goals in stoppage time. And not only did they not win, they managed to lose that game. Bristol City have a big mental block at home. And Barnsley, oh dear, it wasn't a good watch for them and their fans. I watched all 90 minutes at the weekend, and they really look like they've got no confidence. Players not fizzing the passes in, not getting forward, not making gambles, not doing things that a lot of them were doing last season. And Barnsley are in hopeless form. I think it's 7 defeats on the trot, no wins in 10. I think around those numbers. Forgive me if I'm one or other out. But all the stats are just very, very bad. The table, 17th and 23rd, these two. Form table, Bristol City 22nd, Barnsley 23rd. Only Cardiff worse than both of them. Home and away, Bristol City are the 22nd best home team, and Barnsley are the 23rd best away team. Again, into the bargain, look at the goals. Barnsley are scoring at a rate of 0.64 goals per game. It is not good in front of goal for Barnsley. Nobody has scored fewer goals than Barnsley. Nobody has won fewer games. And will it be the mother of all unhelpful draws, this? No help to either team a draw in this one. They both need a win. Let's have a look here. You don't have to play your joker on this one because they're both so bad. Where are we going here? Okay, let's go Colm. Yeah, 0 points for each for Annie. He's gone Barnsley. Marcus Masterclass. He'll get Barnsley up by man. Bristol City not won at home since Jan. No, against Huddersfield. I think they'd won 3 on the trot at that point, if you include a cup game as well. Away for Catherine, Bristol City, Barnsley, Bristol City. Ben's playing is 0-0. Juan. Bristol City, finally a Bristol City win. Barnsley away win. I'm not going to put any comments up calling people cheats. We can be a little bit more civil than that, can't we? 1-0 Barnsley. Bristol City finally win at home. Both teams to walk up after 20 minutes at 0-0 and settle for not losing. There we go. 1-0 Robbins. Benson and Anderson could be back. Yeah, that'll help at the back. Anderson played virtually every minute last season, didn't he? Right, let's keep all of these up on the screen. There we go. And I'm going to go for a first home win for Bristol City since January. Let's hit the home button. I just having watched Barnsley at the week, I just can't see them. I can't see them get, even with the fragile psychology of Bristol City at home. There's good players in that Bristol City team, and Barnsley just look a bit shot at the moment. And look, it's 3 more games for Marcus Schopp. Will he last the 3-game week? I'll go for a 1-0. Bristol City 1, Barnsley 0. Let me stick that up there, and you will get 13-2 at our friends over at Betfair. Right, we'll do the full roundup. I'll give you the odds of all of my predictions all coming in. If you want to do any Q&A for the next 3 minutes, we'll go up to the hour mark. Get your questions in and topics in, and I'll answer as many as I can in double quick time. Once again, really good viewing figures. I can see them up in the corner there. Thank you so much. Please hit like before you go. Hang around for the Q&A as well. Hit subscribe as well. Get us up towards 20,000. And it says have your comments. Share your knowledge. You've been amazing with your comments, of course. Right. Let's round it up and lock it in. I've gone for QPR 0, Forest 1. Fulham 2, Baggies 1. Hull 0, Cov 1. Bristol City 1, Barnsley 0. I've gone Preston 1, Luton 3. Huddersfield 0, Millwall 2. Stoke 2, Cardiff 0. Blades 2, Poole 1. Swans 2, Posh 1. I've gone from a 0-0 on Boro and Birmingham. Derby to draw again 1-1 with Blackburn, and Bournemouth, for God's sake, to win again 2-1 at Reading. And you will get 32,000 to 1 on those 12 predictions all coming in. I'm going to hit submit. Oh, dear. I need to sign in. I'm going to do that so you don't all see my password on the internet. I'm going to do that after we finish the stream. There we go. But I promise I will submit exactly those predictions. Believe me, they are all written down. There's my evidence, on Countdown, where you have to show you're working out. Right. Any questions in the chat? Let's say thanks to Jeff. A £5 super chat. You're a legend, Jeff. He's only done that because I've predicted Bristol City. Thank you, Jeff. Very, very kind. Indeed. Right. What have we got in the chat here? Nick. Sorry. Nick lost his mum early hours of Wednesday. So that's dreadful, dreadful news. You're very welcome, Cardiff. Me spouting for an hour. Everybody in the chat absolutely sends our love to Nick, who's a Luton fan and great in the chat. Very, very sad news there, Nick. My sincere condolences on behalf of everyone in the chat, of course. From the heartfelt to the ridiculous, no, Alex, I don't. And what are my thoughts, Ben, on women's football? Honestly, I haven't got a clue. And I don't want to be cancelled for gender inequality. I just haven't watched any. Honest to God, I write for hours a week. I do all of these videos. Just keeping up with the Championship and my 2 dearly departed shows is all the football I can watch. What I will say is the Blue Monday podcast are sponsoring... when I've forgotten the name as well. One of the Ipswich women's players for the season. So I hope to go down and watch Ipswich women at some point. But looks like it's growing in popularity for sure. Here's a question. When will Bournemouth lose? Will they lose before the international break? I'm not so sure. Damien, as an Ipswich fan, how do you see your season so far? A bit mental, obviously. New owners. Loads of players out, loads of players in, very, very flaky, conceding loads of leads. I tell you what, it gets very, very interesting for Ipswich now because they go away to Plymouth, who are very good, Wickham, and I'll be there on Tuesday night, who are very, very good. I think they've got Rotherham. They've got basically 5 hard games in a row now. So, look, if they get 1 point from the next 5 games, we'll know how the season is absolutely going to play out. Right. What else have we got in here? John, log on and put the same prediction. Are you ahead of me, John? Unbelievable. Not hard. Question, if Bublé went toe-to-toe with Cliff, who wins? It's got to be Cliff, really, isn't it? For his 60s work, I think. But we love the Bublé, don't we? Iain, has a team been automatically promoted with less than 80 points in the Championship? The answer, I believe, is yes. I'm sure Hull, there you go. Hull in 2013 were promoted with 79 points in a... it's the same season. We're talking about a condensed table. Cardiff won it with 87 that season. Yeah, very condensed table. That was the season, was it not, where the Posh got relegated with 54. So, yeah, table all squidged up. No difference whatsoever. Blazing Aqua, did I do music A-level and do you have any tips to do well in it? Yes, I did do music A-level, but you need to understand this was a long, long time ago. And I'm the first one to admit I wasn't the most engaged student at school. I wasn't very good. I loved my music and I tried as hard as I could, but didn't really knuckle down. So my advice would be just knuckle down, basically. Although you have to write loads of essays about far-flung classical music, which is a bit confusing. But there we go. James, what other sports do I like? Like I said to the other question about watching the women's football, I just don't have time to watch any other sports, really. A lot of my friends are into NFL. I'd like to get into that. But again, I'd love to stay, but there's bills to pay, so I just don't have the time, said the great Billy Joel. Thoughts on Bournemouth squad with Steve Cook, Lewis Cook coming back in. I suspect Lewis Cook will be fitted in ahead of Steve Cook. I'm liking the look of Cahill and Kelly at the back there. What are we saying here? QPR Forever was talking to me about this earlier, actually. Doesn't look like good news for a QPR stadium move there, but we'll keep looking at that. Opinion on Ben Gibson's career downfall. I mean, look, he's a good player. He's a Premier League footballer. He's a £15 million footballer. Unfortunately, for some players, making that move to Burnley, and they do pay good money for Championship players, hasn't worked out for everyone, and it takes them a long time to work their way into the team. So, yeah, I like Ben Gibson very much and can play left-sided centre-back. I think he's a good player. I really, really do. Who wins in a fight, Troy Deeney or Nigel Pearson, Annie? No argument with that one, is there? Nigel Pearson would have the fight topless as well and just be screaming in Deeney's face. John, with the new Sullivan and goal maybe on the way out of West Ham, expect to see them back in the Championship? Possibly. Although they've probably got enough leverage to buy another Premier League. What if they could buy Norwich? Couldn't they? Hey? If you look at someone who might sell in the Premier League, it's only really Norwich that might now. Isn't it? Any idea what the lowest position anyone's been in a Boxing Day and made the playoffs of the top two? Asking for a friend. It's got to be Ian Dowie's Palace, hasn't it? Someone check that for me. Ian Dowie and Andy Johnson sitting in a tree in 2005, I think. What GCSE options did you? I can't even remember, Annie. Geography, music. You have to do English, maths, and science, don't you? I can't remember. I absolutely can't remember. Right. I think we're all there. Josh, when can we expect more parachute cartel rants? Every show, Josh, I would imagine. Look, by the way, if you support Fulham, West Brom, Bournemouth, or Sheffield United, please understand I am not having a go at any of your teams. I'm always having a go at the system. And one of my patrons, in fact, unsubscribed from Patreon because I said his team was in the parachute cartel. It's a pop at the system and the wealth inequality. Put it this way, if any of us were offered 5 times more money than someone else at work, we'd take it, wouldn't we? We would absolutely take it. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some leveling out of the grave cliff edges in football. But yes, I think if we get 2 seasons running, last season, remember, Norwich and Watford were the top 2, both year 1 parachute teams. We've got Fulham and West Brom, 2nd and 3rd. They're the year 1 team. Sheffield United a lot further down at the moment. Bournemouth in 1st. Look, we've been talking about it for 3 or 4 years on the channel here. And I don't want to sound snotty like I know more than everyone, but a lot of people know what we've been saying on the channel for 3 years. Distribute the wealth more evenly, else you're going to get a ridiculous distortion, aren't you? You just are. Don't talk to me about who finishes where and this and blah, blah, blah. We all know in a competition, if you give a team 5 times more broadcast money, whatever the reasons are, that will have a consequence. And the consequence is particularly, it's either be perfect for 4 seasons and you might get promoted, like Sheffield United were, or Huddersfield's lightning in a bottle season, or Brentford being brilliant for 4 years, or take a massive gamble, and you might get up like Brighton and Wolves, Bournemouth all blew through FFP to get up, but you might end up where Reading and Derby and Birmingham and Villa nearly, a club of Villa's size. So there we go. Anyway, it was a rant. It was coming, wasn't it? Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Let's give one more shout out to the Donovan brothers, who are our fan sponsors. Great guys, Donovans. In memory of our dad, Dennis, and brother, Mike, both sorely missing, cheering on from above. And I think the Donovan brothers would not mind me as well adding Nick's mother in the chat after the sad news this week there as well. And again, our condolences to Nick for that terrible news. You can see me tomorrow night. It's QPR Forest. I'm cheating on you guys again. I'm at Leicester Arsenal at the weekend, working for Upside Sports again. But I will be back. The review show on Sunday is going to be at lunchtime. Join me at 1 p.m. I'll get that up so you know when you get notification, because I'm doing Blue Monday on Sunday night. And then, for God's sake, 3-game week. So basically, you know the deal. I'll be live every night apart from Wednesday. It's Shaylee's birthday and we're going out for dinner. So I will not be around on Wednesday for I think understandable reasons. Thank you to Betfair and Football 365. And tomorrow, 3 pieces of work filed today for Football 365. The big weekend will be up tomorrow. The write-up of these predictions will be up. And the tactical preview is Reading versus Bournemouth. All already written, all already sent off. How organised am I? Unbelievable scenes. Right, thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll put your shout-outs at the end here up in the advert. And I will see you all tomorrow night, hopefully, for QPR versus Forest. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.